Oh, all right. Hello. That was the spoiler from last week. Welcome to the stream. Uh, we're going to be playing some Epic, but before we get into that, I'm going to do the spoiler for the new Epic set. Today we've got a Sage card, and this one has Grudge. So basically, that means is when it leaves play, you get the effect. So if you play this and it gets returned to your hand, if it gets banished, if it gets broken, pretty much anything except for if it's gained control of by the opponent, you will get the effect. So you can think of Grudge as a tribute, but it just happens later. And this one lets you return a card from your discard pile to your hand. So how's it going, Cash? So it's an airborne one cost champion. You'll play it, and then eventually, it'll die. Maybe you'll attack with it. It'll get returned to your hand. Maybe you'll play a board wipe even. And then after that happens, you can return something to your hand, and that can be um, the card that you played that got rid of this. It could be something that you haven't played in a while, or it can get back itself if it was broken. So yeah, that's going to be the spoiler for today. And I'll leave it up for a little bit so people can take a look. And if you have any questions, they can ask in chat. But today, I kind of got the feeling to play kind of more of a bounce deck like the full bounce deck that I've made on stream before, the one that used lots of zero cost champions. But this time, I think we should play with more aggressive playstyle. So we're gonna try and aim for uh, playing a zero cost champion, attacking and provoking our opponent as our main game plan. All right, I'm gonna pop that down, up over to the game. Okay, we're in. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and grab this deck, I think. All right, and so what we're gonna do is we'll call this one uh, maybe aggressive bounce. We're gonna be looking for a deck that is centered around champions, but especially zero cost champions. So we're gonna play things like Dark Knight or a Little Devil. When you play a Dark Knight or a Little Devil, you can attack your opponent for some damage and then pass, and they have to either deal with it or they just take the damage and then their turn starts. And if you can get away with attacking with this a couple of times, it represents a lot for zero, right? I mean, even just doming your opponent for 5 for zero is pretty strong, but if they can't get rid of it, then you can just keep attacking. And that's basically going to be our game plan. We're going to be doing things like that. So from evil, probably ended up something like Plentiful Dead, Guilt Demon is a classic, just because it it's an aggressive card. You can play it by itself and just get in, but also it can be a jump blocker, or it can hate out certain cards in the discard pile you need to get rid of. So it's going to be very good in this type of deck. I don't even want 3 Plentiful Deads. We'll see about 1 for now. I think we always want to have some kind of number of Corpse Takers in this type of deck, but we might not run all 3, so we'll just put, let's say 2 for now. And then I think we're also, we'll just come back to the evil cards for now. We'll just leave it like that. So in Sage, I think this will be our main 2 colors, will be Sage and Evil, because we want to use a lot of zero cost champion synergy, and the zero cost champions in Evil and Sage work very well together. We have kind of these really annoying champions that keep doing something, but also threaten our opponent's health total. So we're going to go ahead and put in Force Mage Apprentice and Keeper of Secrets and Shadow Imp. I think this will be something like our core for our Sage Zeros, just because these are all zero cost champions that you can attack with them. I mean, Force Mage does the 2 damage to them, but it's the same. And you can just play them on their own if they need to be played on their own, but usually you'll play these with some kind of backup. They just represent so much value for our deck and what it's trying to do. So we're going to start with those. And I think we can also flesh out a little bit of let's start with the Sage, right? So I think in this deck we're not going to run Evict or Reset. So we could play these Return All Champions to Hand cards, but on their own, they're kind of lackluster. So I think what we're going to do instead is focus on cards that are pretty exciting, and maybe if we have one zero-cost champion out, then we'll be able to take advantage of it, but we're not going to have cards that are only usable in those situations. I think what we'll do is go ahead and we'll pick Chronicler up, just because he works very well with zero-cost cards that are threats. So we'll play this. This will be one of our ambush champions. We can use it to get back maybe a zero-cost champion for later. And another card which fills a similar role to Chronicler will be Temporal Enforcer. The reason I really like this card is the ally ability is going to be very good in this deck. So you play a Sage card, and then you get to bring back one of your zero-cost champions to hand. You can attack with it again. And the Loyalty 2 lets you bounce something as well. So you can do something like play Guild Demon, block with Guild Demon, then Temporal Enforcer your own Guild Demon back to hand. Alright, and then we'll play Time Walker in this deck. Time Walker is like a reset, but it's a champion. It requires Loyalty 2. We're going to be heavy enough into Sage that we should be able to pull out this Loyalty 2. And we're going to be building around these one-cost champion effects. So this type of card will be pretty strong for us. What I mean is we'll play some Misguided Heralds here. Just because we're going to have a lot of one-cost champions, so Misguided Herald is very strong. It also works well with Time Walker and Temporal Enforcer. From here, it's a little bit more questionable, I think. The Race seems like a shoe-in. And then we also want some kind of Punisher, which doesn't have to be Sage. But Veldon's usually pretty good for that slot. Or Helion could also be quite nice. Let's go with the Helion here, just so we have something to deal with small champions besides the Force Mage Apprentice. And then we'll go ahead and play one other one-cost Sage card. Generally, these decks sometimes struggle with card advantage, so something like Erase or Ancient Chant makes a lot of sense. I think we'll just go with Erase. It's fairly solid. You can always mix that. That'll be a flex slot, so it could change. Evil one-cost cards. Definitely want some card draw, so I think we'll run some combination of the Gudgeon and Street Swindler. I'm not sure how many of both we want, so for now we'll probably just start with 3, and I think that'll be too much, and we'll trim it down. But that'll be easier to tell after we've played some games. Like, it's possible with these, maybe we run Gudgeon Street Swindler and we just don't run Erase. Probably want to have some level of health gain, so Drain Essence would be great. And then we don't really want to run Loyalty 2s here. We could play Necromancer Lord to make this more of a heavier evil deck. I think let's not start with that though. Let's run something like Zombie Apocalypse. We could run the card that brings the champion back to your hand from the discard pile. That one's called, I can't remember the name of it. No Escape. Try this as a 3-0. I think 3 will be too many. It's somewhat conditional, but we'll see how it is. Alright, we're at 45 right now. I think we want to have some surprise attacks in this deck since we just have so many champions. So go ahead and go over to Wild. Pick that up. we'll run like one Smash and Burn just because it's good with Blitz. Blitz zero cost champions. And then for our zeros for wilds, you could run Javelin Thrower just because it does something when it comes into play. Or we could run just a classic, more of a classic zero. I think we have almost no recycle, so we'll just play Wolf's Bite, I think. Keep it simple. Alright, let's go back over to Evil. I think we're going to flush out the Evil. So we'll run 3 more copies of an Evil zero cost card. So we could run Dark Knight, we could run Little Devil. Kind of like Little Devil more than Dark Knight. So let's do that. We'll play 3 Little Devils. And we'll take a look at the Evil 1 cost cards here. Gotta run 6 more of those. So if we run 6 more, we'll have 18. I think we can afford to run Necromancer Lord. We'll just have to play around it. So run Necromancer Lord. And then maybe another champion. We'll do 1 Grave Demon. We have some kind of discard pile banishment in our deck, even though it's kind of lackluster. And I don't think we have any board wipes, so I think we'll just run 2 of the champion that include the board. Endbringer Ritualists. This seems like a reasonable deck. Might even want to cut, let's just cut down 1 Street Swindler or 1 Gudgeon for another Endbringer Ritualist. I think we have a lot of off-turn plays, so we'll just cut a Street Swindler. That way we just have more board wipes in our deck. Alright, we're going to give this a go. And the arena changed because it's a Friday, so it's going to be constructed. So what I'll do is I'll just put this in here. And yeah, it is quite flexible. It's also nice because it's a Punisher, which we don't have too many of. I mean, the Helion kind of takes that role, but also if you don't have Loyalty 2, you can't use the Helion as a Punisher. And then we'll just quick match it. I'll execute here, even though sometimes I have the issue where the opponent isn't around. Alright, Orbagon's been wrong. I feel bad. I've timed out so many games with Ben wrong. Yeah. It's oftentimes really surprising too because people just don't play around board wipe. Alright. Opponent's turn. I don't think we want Necromancer Lord in our opening hand or Keeper of Secrets, since those both rely on our discard pile. Surprise Attack makes a lot of draws really flexible because most things that we draw we could play off turn. So I think what I'll do is actually just only keep the Surprise Attack in the Drain Essence. Even though that seems kind of weird, it'd be very unlikely that we draw 3 more cards that we can't use either as a draw 2 or a Surprise Attack. This would be a pretty lame Surprise Attack though. Re-queue up here just in case. I know sometimes sometimes people have just been in the queue and they leave to go do something else, so I don't want to be sitting there. We're just going to start a game up against AI so we can test this deck out. To burn. Alright, so like the opponent's going first here. We probably want to just find loyalty for this Helion. Well, we could also just do Smash and Burn on Guild Demon if we need to. So I think in that case, we'll just toss these 3. Yeah, this is good. Brachiosaurus Raging Shark. It's a good start for them. So what we'll do is, and they revealed Scaros and Pyrosaur. We can block the Raging T-Rex, so we'll just erase the Brachiosaurus. Scout Herald's here. We don't have Sage Loyalty, something to keep in mind. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what we reveal here. It'd probably be something like Grave Demon. Probably just be 2 Grave Demon and Guild Demon, so we don't show that we have 2 Guild Demons, even though I normally would. Show if I have 2 of the same card. Yeah. Oh. That's a crazy play. I don't think they realize that this is doable. Okay, so from here, what we would probably take is just Chronicler, because we can get that erase back, and we already have plenty of cards in hand. I think the erase is pretty useful here, since it gives us a way to interact with our opponent if they do something like this. I want to just block this and the Guild Demon, so I think I will. There's a couple of plays that that could be made here, but this one's pretty clean. I'm just going to not now drain Essence the Pyrosaur, so it doesn't get to attack. I don't want to do it before damage on the last combat, in case the opponent wanted to play something to actually modify this Pyrosaur. Alright, so we're up. Probably just replay that Necromancer Lord, honestly. Oh, perfect. This is what I'm talking about. See, that's just gross right there. And then we just pass here, and we discard the Smash and Burn. Rage and Draka, that's fine. We just use this Helion to take down the Fire Shaman. Now we can just come in for 10 here, and we've got this 2 as backup. It's a little risky. But we can always just bring back the Pyrosaur if we want. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and get him with Guild Demon. Now we can do this. We can Corpse Taker back. We can Necromancer Lord, get Blitz. Play Corpse Taker. Return Chronicler to hand. Bring back Time Walker. Return all those to hand. And then replay the Guild Demon here. Just turn off Recycle immediately. Alright, and then we'll just discard probably this Grave Demon to maximum hand size. It doesn't seem like it'll do anything anymore. Let's just get rid of that. Attack the unblockable champion first. That it super matters. The on attack ability. What we'll probably do is we'll go ahead and Corpse Taker. Is there something to get back? Yeah, it's Grave Demon. It's not the most exciting play in the world, but we'll go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and get back Grave Demon. Play Helion. Return Corpse Taker to hand. You just reveal 2 to gain control of the Brachiosaurus. And they come in with it. And that's game. Yeah, so this deck's pretty exciting. It's kind of a very trickster type of deck. You just make all these kind of gambits. I'm gonna hop in the arena. I don't know if it'll let me. Gotta unqueue. Alright. Very pesky. It's a very pesky deck. Alright, I'm up against Drew Eyes. Let's see what we've got. We're going first. So I suppose what we'll do is we'll keep the Shadow Imp and the Helion. The Helion will be like our play to make if we want to punish. I think we'll just toss the other 3 and try and find a draw 2. Not really where we want it to be, but this is fine. Yeah, I wonder. Alright, so we just pass after that. That's always nice. If our opponent takes the damage, we just pass. We've got Blitz Champions in hand, so if Drew Eyes makes a play on the end of my turn, I can just punish. Yeah, so Drew Eyes I think makes the correct call here by just drawing a card. I'd say overall our hand's weak. We don't have a way to grow it, which is not good. Otherwise, it's not the end of the world. I think we're just going to surprise attack and plop down this and bring a Ritualist as a 12-9. It's kind of funny. And take the 9. Just in case we drew something that was relevant for the surprise attack there. It's pretty funny. Note how you both have the shield icon. The shield icon. You mean for health? In the bottom right of our portraits. Alright. Keep an eye out. We're not doing good. I mean, it seems everything looks normal, but we don't have a way to draw more cards, which is really bad. See what happens with this. We can actually Helion a blocker because we have Shadow Imp coming back to hand. Ooh, okay. That's going to be our gold. Just discard Wonder in essence because we don't need multiple of them. Now the real question is, do we Helion just to kill the Thought Plucker? Or do we want to, we probably want to get in with the Thought Plucker, honestly. I think that's what we're going to do. Gonna be greedy. I'd rather draw the card, make Drew Eyes discard a card, and then I can kill it with Force Mage if I want. Fair enough. Both players as the defending player. That's a good comment. I know you can always look on the right side here and it'll say your turn or enemy turn. That's what I always do. So it's possible I just haven't noticed. Alright, and then we can just take down this Thought Plucker here. You know, because it's going to go back to Drew Eyes at the end of the turn. Street Simulator is very nice. So if this 9 through in the Juggernaut attacks, I'll probably just block with the Helion. I just don't want to take that much damage. Sacrificial lamb here. You could just die for a 9. We know Drew Eyes likes to play wild. Plus, making this play, we're still in a winning position. We still have lethal on board, so might as well. Gonna misguide, spin the dice. Looks like a Juggernaut, probably. Sure. 2 Thought Blinkers. Force Mage to take down my Force Mage. Guessing. The Force Mage is used. That's a setting that I have. I don't know. Anyway, let's just take the 9 and we'll play Street Swindler, and we'll hope that we don't die. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything. That way, if there's like a 0 cost buffs here, then I can drain essence to save myself. If I play Street Swindler now, then Drew Eyes might call in with some Brave Squires or something ridiculous. Amnesia, sure. Oh, I don't think it's really worth playing Drain Essence before attacking, because I think we still lose the following turns, so I just have to kind of go for it. Go into the Street Swindler first. We've got a pretty awkward hand here. We can get him for 9. So if this actually connects, we could Shadow Imp attack, Shadow Imp smash and burn the Shadow Imp for lethal. Yeah, it's Drain Essence. Sure. You might want to smash and burn this. I think I do. The only thing is I don't have a way to stop the 18 damage the following turn. So that's rough. I could Drain Essence here just on one of the 9. I take the 9 and then I take 5, so I'm at 3. But I'm not dead. That's good. I guess that's our plan. Go ahead and get in with the Shadow Imp, I think. We just have to. Put some pressure on. I mean, I guess I could have tried to draw a Time Walker. I'll hold on to the Shadow Imp so that we have loyalty too. We're not really close enough to start nuking at 18. Yeah. Generally, the updates come sooner to the PC builds than they do to the mobile builds, just because there's a lot of you can't just send stuff out to the mobile builds. It has to be reviewed by, for iOS, it has to be reviewed by Apple. I think we're just taking this and being very sad about it. I could Shadow Imp block to take 3 less. I could Shadow Imp smash and burn block to take 8 less, but it just opens us up so much. So we're not going to do that. But if this 9 and this 3 comes in, we've taken 12, which was at 3. And then they just play Thought Plucker to deal 2 more damage. Okay, we're dead. Well, good game. I think we need more off-turn ways to interact. Or maybe it was just that our hand got really awkward with the zero-cost champions. I'm not sure. We're just going to queue back up here. And we will tweak it a little bit. I think we do need more card draw. Maybe we'll go down 1, no escape. Off turn board clears. It's possible it was just the Juggernaut, which is really giving us a lot of trouble. I don't really want to add wild because we have a lot of heavy into Sage and heavy into. That's true. Well, you mean Battlecry? Here's what I think we'll do. Here's what I think is the right play. I think we just cut Necromancer Lord, as nice as it is. I think it's just too greedy. Because it'll give me an error if I try to queue with someone, and I don't have a full built deck built. I think the Necromancer Lord's too greedy. I think we just play more Sage. Go all in on the Sage side. Or we go all in on the evil side, one or the other. But I think I want to play Temporal Enforcer and Time Walker, so we'll just go ahead and keep the Drain Essence and bring a Ritualist, Grant No Escape, Street Thunder, Gudgeon. That all seems good. Grave Demon as a one-of. Then we need to cut down. I think we just cut the Plentiful Dead now that we have less evil 1 costs. And then over in Sage. We could run Thought Plucker ourselves. That'll help a lot with card advantage, and is a champion. We have 2 Thought Pluckers, so we'll go ahead and cut. What do we want 1 of? Maybe the Chronicler. Maybe Temporal Enforcer because Loyalty 2 is a little tough. And then we'll just go over to our Sage Zeros here, and we can add 1 copy of 1 additional card. That'll probably be Amnesia, but we could also play Citadel Scholar or Hasty Retreat as one of us pretty good. Let's do that. We'll try and have more of a defensive. It'll be more of a tempo Hasty Retreat, so even if the opponent draws a card, we're trying to win on the swing back. Alright. Looking good. See if I can queue into Arena again. Now we have an updated version of the deck. Yeah. Usually when I'm trying to make changes to a deck, I really try to make updates to what the problem was. I do think that having Loyalty in hand was definitely something that was difficult. So I didn't want to add anything that wasn't Sage or Evil. I didn't want to put more wild cards in the deck. Alright, we can see now is I'm going first. This is almost good. This is a great hand for going second. Like an amazing hand for going second. We're gonna toss the Hasty Retreat and the Helion, and I guess we'll just keep the rest and we'll pass if we need to. I might just keep all this and just pass. This is a very good hand for reacting. I have everything that I want. And I really like having Helion with loyalty, and I really like having Thought Plucker, being able to block and then haste retreat after blocks. That's very strong. So I think I'll just keep this. I've got removal and surprise attack. Just means we're going to be passing. Basically, it's not a hand that has anything missing. And we have a couple of lines of play which are all strong. But we have to react. So we're just going to keep and pass. Having the Helion loyalty is also very nice. So if Xenos played like a Muse there, I could just do that. We're going to get the same treatment. I honestly think we just drain Essence to that. Worst case, I mean, we just get Juggernauted or something. Yeah, I think the reason that I went with Smash and Burn is so Battlecry is only better if you're taking advantage of the breakthrough or you have multiple champions in play. But usually I just want to buff the one champion. So the reason I have Smash and Burn here is so I can play a zero cost champion with Blitz, attack with it, and then after blocks I can play a Smash and Burn on that one champion. I'm usually going to stagger my zero cost champion, so even if I have 3 with Blitz in hand, I don't just want to slam all 3 down and then play my Battlecry, because that would leave me really open to a board wipe. This is a really tempting haste retreat. Just do it. We're going low. We're getting lower on cards though. Lower and lower. Alright, is this a dragon deck? Okay, lots of airborne going on. I guess we're passing again. Yeah, Smash and Burn just always draws 2. Take 5 here. And then, you know, it should just pass to us. I think that's what's going to happen. Guild Demon, huh? I'm gonna surprise that. If I find a Sage card, I'll Helion, and if not, I'll just Thought Plucker. Sweet. This hand is just a bit awkward. It's one of the things about having all champions, or a lot of champions, is that sometimes you do get a weird mix of things going on. And it was possible it was a mistake to haste retreat that just so I could have a draw too. But just put our opponent so far back, right? Now they're going to replay that 9-10, and we'll take the 9 now. But we also gain 9 not from taking it earlier. And then we can swing back for 8, which is very nice. Probably just be forced to play Thought Plucker on turn if we don't draw a real action next turn. Alright, gonna banish my Helion. Sure. There it is. This is nice. What do we have in our discard? I think we just want to Gudgeon, just get more cards. It's also very nice against that, you know they have the 9-10 airborne with Blitz, so the Misguided Herald can be used to block that. Can't deal with that though. Gonna get some draws in for free here. I'm guessing they don't have anything to activate the Noble Unicorn then. attempting just to block this. Then what? I start my turn. Then I just erase Noble Unicorn and pass. I mean, I suppose I'll just take the damage here. I'd rather be able to swing back. That's an interesting attack. I mean, it kind of has to be blocked. The question is, how greedy am I willing to be? It is usually the answer is pretty greedy. We're gonna just slam down this Street Swindler and try and get away with something here. Or maybe this Grave Demon. If I take 9 in the air, it's fine. I'm gonna go with the Grave Demon play, I think. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Grave Demon play. This is pretty risky. We could get blown out by something. But I'm just gonna do it. I don't really like any of the other lines. I think they're all awkward. Sure. Yeah, that draws a card anyway. And then there's a Dragonling. So what's interesting is I could erase that, but I think the play is just going to be either Street Swindler or Thoughtplucker. I kind of want to play this Thoughtplucker just to get it out of my hand. We're going to Street Swindler though. It's the better play. Okay. We're taking some airborne. They have a lot of airborne, and I think that it's going to really be a problem for us. This is 11. That brings me down to 18. Guess it's not the end of the world. That's fine. I'll take the damage. 18 is totally doable, especially if they're good heavy. That means they probably don't have any burst. Just buffs. Blitz champions. Alright. Come in for 3 ourselves. Ah. Alright. Could do 6 damage to a champion. It's not really enough. Could draw a lot of cards. I mean, I guess we're Thoughtpluckering. Don't really like how this is turning out. I think we could Keeper of Secrets, erase that. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in hand. Good Force Mage, activate, Keeper of Secrets, erase that. That might be the play. We just draw a lot of cards from it. And I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Dragonling just in case I'd find either another Force Mage Apprentice or Wolfspite, another one. We're going to leave that up. Banish the Divine Judgment. We need more stuff like Misguided Herald that just exists. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna play this little devil as a blocker. It's kind of funny. I'm not even sure that 2 damage is relevant. We'll just pass. We'll leave this as a way to finish minions off. It's hilarious. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've ever played a Little Devil and just not attacked with it. It's on defense. But honestly, this Keeper of Secrets can churn out quite a lot of cards. Alright. Once this dies, we can drain Essence to 5/8, and then we'll spite to finish that off. Option B would be take 5, and then we'll spite that anyway, which I also like. I think I'll do that. See if we can bait out some kind of play here. I think this Wolfspite won't recycle for us. It's a little sad. But I think it's still worth doing. See if we got maybe like a full board clear here or something. Another Dragon Lane. Alright. We're committed now. Banish. We're in a good spot. Gonna deal 5. We'll do 2 to them. Play the Misguided Heralds here, which will recycle and prepare our Force Mage. And the Misguided will find a Time Walker. Sure. Why not? That's our 10 card hand right there. We're just gonna pass. See what our opponent wants to do there. There we go. Yeah, this is a good hand. You can actually discard one of these Thought Pluckers that we haven't found time to play this entire game. Yeah, it'll still happen. Alright, so when we discard a maximum hand size, it'll probably be Thought Plucker, Street Cylinder, Street Cylinder. Sounds good. And this attacks, we're just going to drain Essence right away. If we take 9 in the air, then we just don't take any extra damage really. Then we can attack for 10, and we have a lot of combat pressured. So like we know, even though it's not in the revealed pile, we know there's a white dragon, which is the main Dragonling, which is the 6/7 for 0 with Airborne, and we also know about the 9. Ooh, fancy. Honestly, this is fine though. Like we're actually less worried about their health and much more worried about our health. This kind of deck generally tends to win the long game, so you just need to make sure you don't die for random stuff. Little Devil, good idea to play it here because I'm bouncing everything, so if now it's more of a liability for me to use Time Walker effects. Alright, go ahead and get in for 10 here, which will probably be blocked by that 6/7. That'd be fine. That'll gain Xenon's 6 health. Which is also fine. We're going to go ahead and use these Force Mage Apprentices to take down dragon. Gonna invest a lot into this board here. Repair Force Mage. Repair Force Mage. Let's reveal before we recycle. A Time Walker? We're gonna get another misguide. We'll recycle away 2 Street Swindlers. Misguide into a Chronicler to get back. Oh, we could just attack for 12. What do we have in our discard pile? We have, I know we have a Drain Essence, so let's get back to Drain Essence. We need the health gain. Oh, no, actually. Let's just ban, or let's take down this Gold Dragon. Then we'll banish the Gold Dragon from the discard pile. Alright. We've reached critical mass. Board's starting to look more and more ridiculous. That being said, this will probably get cleaned up with a Banish All, but still looks pretty good. Is it the 9/10 coming out? There we go, Thunderous. That's the 9/10. And a Rescue Griffin. We gotta save one of these Misguide Heralds for the 9/10. We can take 7. That's fine. In fact, I'll probably do something like play a Sage Guard just to activate these Force Mage Apprentices so I can kill the Little Devil. So I could erase. That would draw me 2. And I would get to recycle, and I could return the Sky Serpent to hand, and I could take down the Little Devil. I still have blockers up, so we'll do that. It draws us 3 here because we get to draw 2 from the erase and then also the recycle. Yeah, we're gonna take this. We have to take this 3. Can't afford to take 9. We could die from taking this 3, but I can't really only leave 1 blocker available in case there's a wolf spite or something. Smash and burn. Alright, take an 8. We also get a swing back, hopefully. This is an instance where I'm just going to drain Essence right away. So I don't die to some random burn or something. We use all of our champions before we attack, if we can. Just in case. We'll get rid of Smash and Burn so it can't be used out of the discard pile. And then we'll attack with a big champion in case there's like an Ice Drake or something. Or a surprise attack Frost Titan. Yeah, I'd say our deck is actually being surprisingly resilient. I thought that we were not looting so hot. But looks like we're doing pretty well at this point. I mean, Xenon still has a gold. Our Chronicler here. Sure. 10. Come in with 1. Pass the turn after that. Take 3 from, or did we already get rid of the, no, the 9? Is it vanished? No, the 9, 10 is still in hand. Blitz. So I'm just gonna leave out my, I mean, I guess I'll block with a Misguided Herald because I can just, Helion it. I'll just Helion it if it comes out. It'll even give us card advantage if we play Helion because the Keeper of Secrets will recycle. So every time we play a Sage card while the Keeper of Secrets is in play, then we get to recycle. Which is really big because it means that we can just play these random cards that have an effect on the board but don't give us card advantage, and they all draw us a card now, as long as we have 2 cards in our discard pile every time. And our stuff keeps dying. So it's more fodder. Fantastic Ring of Misguide. Go ahead and look for a Gold Dragon. We're going to be very mean here. I'm going to Helion to gain control of the Gold Dragon. That way our Gold Dragon can block this Misguided Herald. That's going to break at the end of the turn. We gain 6 off of it. This play is brutal. Oh yeah. I thought you were taking my champion? Alright. The Helion only takes it for a turn, so Xenons will get back the Gold Dragon. No big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're 2 off lethal. Any way to get there? Two off of lethal. 6, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we're 2 off. Let's just take down this gold. I can't do that. I can't take it down without spending a gold. We're just going to go ahead and play it more safe here. We'll go ahead and banish a card. Go ahead and deal 2 damage to them. Deal 2 damage to them again. Then we'll attack with Misguided Heralds here. If that blocks, then I'll use the Helion to kill my own Misguide and do 2 damage to them. So that way they don't gain any health. Sweet. I think Cena has noticed. He's going to deal 3 damage here, and then we have lethal. Alright, that's game. Game seen us. It's a lot of damage. Alright. Thanks for playing. That's going to be the end of the stream. But I'll be back on Monday with a new card spoiler. In the meantime, have some good games, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. You too, Cash.